Hi guys, and welcome to another video on the BMW E36. So we're going to show you everything that we've got up to with this BMW, but firstly, I've noticed only 10% of you are actually watching from my subscribers. Now, what does that mean? That means that 90% of the subscribers are not watching this video. And now I appreciate a lot of our videos are how-to guides and other things like that. However, the more people that watch this video, the more subscribers we get, the more engagement, the more and the better videos we can put out more frequently. So if you go and do that, give us a favour, we'd highly appreciate it. Thank you. So, back to the BMW, and we have had, I'm not going to say fun, we have had a lot of pain, tears, everything with this thing. It is crazy, but we are determined to get this fixed. And we are going to show you exactly what electrical gremlins we have done and how far we've got. So if you are interested, keep watching. So we've just got the car inside. We don't normally have cars in here because it is actually just a warehouse full of our stock, but we've made an exception for this BMW. Normally this is our pallet area, and we do think this is definitely some sort of barn find, and that was the story behind it. Look at all the dust on these sill kick panels. They're a mess, and same as the wind deflector here, it's just full of just dust. The outside has been washed by the owner that I bought it from, but he just sort of gave up, and there's dust all in there. He did sort of clean it, as I just said. What we have found is just under here. I'm just going to grab a light. And part of the reason the roof hasn't been working, there's a BCM module that sits up here, and I've actually given that to mine as I found a diode that had completely gone in it, and I will insert the picture up here. And Martin, luckily, he knows someone, knows a guy that knows a guy. So yeah, I went round to see Martin and he sorted that for me. So once that's back, we'll plug it in and hopefully that will fix the roof. And there's just a lot of sort of water, not water damage, but you can sort of see where it's got damping areas, typically being from a barn or convertible type if it has been leaking. But the actual roof looks quite good condition, to be fair. I've got the floor carpet on top of the roof at the minute, just because, again, I've got nowhere to store all this stuff. But the overall condition, as you saw on the outside, is pretty good. Got a few more parts here, just bits and pieces that I've got to work out. Obviously, there's the gear gator and stuff, but there's all these little bits and bobs that don't have a clue where to go. Got the original clock there. It'd be kind of cool if that still works. Again, no idea. We've got a few little switches and pieces in here. That one looks completely broken, which is frustrating. This is the annoying thing about someone else dismantling the car and going through bits and pieces. So then when I come to look at it, I don't know what worked, what didn't. So I'm probably going to have to put it all back together and then maybe undo a few little bits and pieces and replace them after. At least they have marked something on there which says near side. Nothing on that one. Brilliant. Anyway, well, I'd like to think that's the offside, but who knows? Got a bit of foam there. Guessing that sits around near the gear gator again. A few bits of trim. This car's pretty cool. Go into the toolkit. You'd think this would be empty. It's completely full. Even got a little lock and wheel nut key. Again, suffered a little bit of damp, probably where the boots got damp, condensation. Try and give these a quick wire brush just to clean those up a bit. But yeah, it's completely full, which is a nice sight to see. So enough talking, let's get on with this and let's start cleaning it up. Well, that's about as far as we're going to go at the moment, as he just picks up that little magic star or something off there. We're going to go around with the hoover again just to pick up the little bits, because there is little flaky bits still around. that is pretty much it. We're just going to get some, like I said, with the other side just up here. We're going to put a little bit of rust stuff just on here. We're going to white brush this off, put some rust stuff on, and just give it a quick spray, and that will just clean up the spare wheel well. The battery tray and everything looks quite tidy. So we have actually managed to get the roof down. We've done it a manual way, which is really handy. So then we can just get in here a little bit easier rather than keep bumping our head on the roof. Loads of you probably know already how to do it, but if you don't know, I'm going to show you. What I did, let me just plug in there. So what I did is, there is a lever just here next to this motor. I just clonked that up, so this was in. So all I did was push him and that come down. And then there's also another lever up there that I just literally clipped like that. Don't know if you need to do both, but that's just what I did. And then after that, I literally just lifted this up, folded the roof back, and then put it in there. I mean, I can close this, but I don't need to, because all I wanted to do is just get easier access to all of these bits, just so I can gather up everything that's there, work out what I need. Look at the state of this. Just where it's got so dusty. It's going to be good fun, this. So there it is with all the stuff out. It's very groggy around here. Clearly a lot of water has sat there, and look at this airbag module as well. There was an airbag light on, but all the seat and everything's unplugged as well. We're going to just remove all these plastic trims here and just have a good tidy up, move this glove box out the way, and just get everything out the way and just have a good clean up all around here. And the same with the other side as well. Annoyingly, the person beforehand has cut the carpet. Luckily there is trim that does hide a lot of that, but still that's annoying. Like, yeah, why? Anyway. So in this bit we've just got Henry out. As you can see, we're just getting round all the little bits of wires just to get any little bits of corrosion out, so we can actually see if there's any breaks anywhere, giving everything a good wipe so we've got a nice clean structure to go from. And we've quickly just grabbed the electrical cleaner. We've just gone round, sprayed all electrical contacts everywhere where the loom connects to each other, anywhere on the modules. Just hopefully that might help any situations that we might have where it's corroded. But the rest of it is actually looking really good. And we got the door cards from the previous owner, and he wasn't lying. They are quite shot. They're all cracked. And I know a lot of the E36 BMWs do this, but this is all completely knackered. Obviously where they've just pulled that off. And look at the state of it, where it's just been sat and all that storage dust and everything else. But the passenger side one isn't too bad. This just has come all the way here. But could we glue that? Could we save the passenger side? Don't know. Probably will look at that in a future video. And the rear seat, as you can see, this is where a lot of the water sits. A common problem on these BMWs is where the drain gets blocked, because obviously where it's a convertible they have the drain like tubes. They get blocked, then water will sit in the back, and as you can see there's been quite a bit here. So I'll probably go over this with a quick wire brush, and then just quickly go over it just to cover some paint up. And obviously it will go over these fabric, but no one's going to see the underneath of this. So yeah, I'll probably just touch that up just to give them a little bit of protection and just to make it look a little bit better. So here is the BCM, we've got it back, and the new diode is now fitted. Thank you to Martin and his friend Rich. I'm sure it was Rich, I think he said so. Thank you guys very much for that. Hopefully this will work. Nice new diode there. He checked over everything else as well, and he was happy with that. He's a bit of a wizard with all this sort of stuff. So fingers crossed this will work. So we've just come to the car, manually put the roof back up, because obviously it doesn't work. We've locked it all into place. And my God, do we want this to work? It'd be so good. So again, we're having a little bit of problem putting all the actuators and everything in place, putting the spring on. You just saw me there, clip the front end in. Fingers crossed this works. And as we come around to the front, we're just plugging the BCM in. We've noticed the old one was actually from an M3, so we're really hoping that this is the actual part number for this car, because we're very unsure. It could be a complete different module, which might explain why it might not work. But anyway, we've plugged it all in. Let's see if this works. So that did not work. Unfortunately, the fix that Martin's friend did, well, it probably does work, but it doesn't work on what we wanted it to do for this car. I think there's numerous of problems. So what we're doing is currently looking through all of this loom. There's tons of it. We've pulled it all away, traced loads of it. Now, I'm no like car electrician or anything. I don't normally touch electrics, but I'm just trying to trace it back where we dismantle obviously a lot of stuff. I'm starting to learn more and more things. So we're just tracing back all the wires where they go to. And interestingly, I have found something. It's a GM4 module. We found that this doesn't look too good in there. Here's the pluglet. So we've been pulling that apart and we've been tracing back the wires, and we've gone right into the fuse box in the engine bay, and we traced a blue and red wire, which I found here, that comes to this block. And I was like, okay, interesting. So I've cleaned out the block full of loads of electrical cleaner, and eagle-eyed viewers will already have seen. See this little guy here? There's a pin in there with no wire in it. So we have been tracing back, and here is a snapped wire, and that looks like it probably comes from there. So that's that wire put back in there. It's a bit fiddly. I've just got to clip that fully down before I connect it all. To get these pins out, you just got to get a screwdriver under here, lever that up, put a screwdriver each side, just pull this plastic up, and then the pin, I sprayed a little bit of WD-40 on this side, and then the pin just slid out the top here, and then that's how I changed the pin for this loom. It's a little bit damaged, but I managed to put it back together. So fingers crossed this will work. So the bad news is nothing's changed. We're literally, here's the roof switch, nothing. Here's some window switches, absolutely nothing. However, did you hear that? We move these, probably won't do it now. There we go. I'm literally just moving cables, and yeah, so it's either this plug, which I suspected in the first place, or it's something to do with this loom here. The fact I keep moving it and it's changing suggests it's potentially the loom. You hear that? Or this whole plug is faulty inside, maybe on the pins. But every time we fiddle this, something generally happens. I have ordered another BCM as well, so it could be that. But yeah, great fun. Electrical gremlins, good one. All of these plugs, I've literally undone them all, cleaned all the pins, got a really small wire brush and cleaned all the pins and everything like that with a wire brush. I'm not having any luck. This is probably such a boring video looking at a load of wires, which I do apologise, but we are literally just trying to trace the problem here. I have noticed as well, this looks like it's from a 3-litre M3 version before. I'm hoping they did buy the correct version, but saying that, I know people have bought different ones and the windows and stuff still work and they don't go crazy. Seems to be when I move this, the windows go absolutely mental, and yeah, the horn goes off and all sorts. So there's either this is completely knackered and I can't test that until the other one arrives, or there's a broken wire somewhere in this lot, and it's going to be fun trying to trace it. Obviously we found one, but we just got to keep looking and carry on. So it's the following day. Just decided to have a bit of a break from the wiring and clean some of these door cards up. I've got my mum in today, bless her. She's working hard cleaning up all the carpets and stuff, as you can see. She's been a great help. And then a fly decides to go in my coffee. Brilliant. Rest in peace, fly. But not a bad way to die in a coffee, eh? So with my mum tidying up some of the interior, as you can see, she's a good help. She's looked at this driver's side door card and it's got a massive crack there, which is no good. There's a big crack up there, which is also no good. It's a shame because this is all broken as well. And actually when you look on the other side, there's quite a lot broken all on the inside as well. The speakers are gone. It's all broken on the top there, and all this is all broken as well, which is a real shame. But what we have done is we've gone on this one, the same with the insert, which is actually come off as one piece. I'll get that in a second. There is a small crack there, but that will be covered. This one we can probably repair within reason, and this just needs sort of putting background there with some clips. But we've put some leather colour restorer on this, and it's just like a black just to go over it, and it's actually come up really nice. And a few coats of that would definitely bring it up even more. As you can see, it's a little bit patchy in areas, but a lot better than a tired out worn door card. Just gives it that new lease of life. So that's what we will do with another one, but we've got to get another offside door card. Is that Buzz? You see, friend? Anyway, so today we have finally got the BCM, or GM4, whatever you want to call it. It is looking in great condition compared to the one that we've got. The pins and everything all look spot on. I think it's slightly different on the HW11 and SW11, but I will check that. But either way, we're going to go and plug this in, and we're going to go and see, hopefully this is the key to all the problems. So come on. So the module's plugged in. There's the old one there, look, with the M3 bit. It's our first time. We have charged the battery, but it might be knackered. Just going to try it without the engine on and just see. The door is open on the driver's side. Okay. That's down. That's the passenger one. Up. Okay, up's not working. What about this all one? Oh, hold on. It might be because the windows need to be set with the module. Okay, so the driver's side is not working. Let's go back to here. No. Okay. So engine is running. That's obviously the driver's side switches. Window regulator sounds awful. And every time I click, it won't go down fully. So I have to press it and press it again and again. It won't auto go up or down. The rear, because it would be that way, that's not going up or down at all. And these switches, which is the passenger side, literally, there's a tiny bit of movement. I don't know if you can hear that and see that. That is all it's doing. And now if I get the auto, which is all the windows, again the driver's one sounds awful, it will go down if I keep pressing it. But I can hear that module clicking, which is a start, because I didn't hear anything like that before. God, regulator, but yeah, I think I'm a bit baffled by this one. If anyone in the comments, if I haven't found out by then, can give us an insight on maybe what's going on. Is there another switch somewhere? Is there something that we've got to do to code this in? Yeah, it's a difficult one. If you've got this far, thank you so much for watching. So we've just got the GM4, or the BCM if you like, and we're just comparing the two together just in case there's any differences. You see there, the relays are all at the top left hand side. They control the windows. Everything matches up fine. All the pins have got the same amount. I just looked in there. It's much cleaner. Everything looks exactly the same diodes, the same pins. The circuit board looks the same. So we don't see why this should be a problem. So with that in mind, we're just going to take this door panel off, just because there's a roof module behind there, and we're just going to check where the water's obviously sat below these seats. We're just going to check there's no earthing problems anywhere, just check the connectors, and we're just taking this off. I believe it was a T25 or a 27 Torx just on the top there. We just took that off. You have to pull the inner door card out first before you get it off, and then it's a little bit fiddly where the seatbelt connects to, and there's a little spring, so you have to be careful with that. We've just lifted all the carpet up, just checked everything. unplug the module, check the connectors, just come around to the boot, pull the toolkit off there and pull the carpet off, just a few clips there, that carpet come off. Why are we doing this? So we can get to the loom which goes to the boot, because a lot of people say this loom splits which goes from the car into the boot lid. So we're just going over, checking everything like the loom in the boot there and just making sure that there's no connectors or anything shorting out, which is why there might be an issue with the windows. So just putting the sleeve back there, just to check any splits or anything there, because this is driving us crazy. We've literally gone to the top, trying to find any splits we can, checking the boot switch, checking any electrical connections. And what we should be doing is getting an actual multimeter or something out and checking, you know, the continuity. That's the one. We're checking that. We haven't displayed that on the screen, but everything matches up okay. There's a few little jumps, so there is an earthing issue somewhere. It's just finding where. So I was speaking to George from the garage yesterday, as many of you know from the Jamie FYD channel. George is a very intelligent guy, and he said, why don't you check this loom from which goes to the door, because generally most of the time the driver's side switches and door will control the rest of the windows, because it works as like the master switch. So I'm going to check this loom, because he's right, these can sometimes break inside here. This happened on one of my Jeep Cherokees actually. As you know, they suffer with a lot of window regulator problems. So fair play to George for mentioning that, because I didn't think of that one stupidly. So yeah, nice one. We're going to check that and just have a look. Here come the tools back out. Two 7mm bolts holding this loom on to the chassis. We undo that. We just pull that plug away and we're praying that there is a split loom. Come on. We put it away. We get the torch out and we're like, great, oh, look at that, split loom. George, you're amazing. Unfortunately, we fixed this and this did not fix the problem. However, we did find another problem, and it was the window regulator. And the window regulator is not working, even if we put it out and try and push the window down. So for now, we've put the roof back and we have got one on order. So we've taken this window regulator out, and this was a right nightmare to get out. I wish we had it on camera. These I actually ended up just chiseling out of the door, because there was no screw or drill bits that I actually had that were good enough to drill these out. We literally cut that one off with a grinder, and then we're just going to get some rivet nuts and put them in place again once we get the other window regulator. But this is not even moving up or down, which is a little bit of an issue, which probably why earlier in the video the window was jolting, because it was struggling to push this window up and down. What could this be? Possibly these runners. So we've actually ordered a new window regulator, because we think maybe the electrics are knackered in this, and we have also ordered some more runners. So fingers crossed we can actually get this window working, because this could possibly be the whole problem after all. It could be this window regulator struggling with this. And yes, there was loads and loads of electrical problems with the wires and the module and everything over there, and we found a few little issues here. I think we found about 6 or 8 broken wires now, and I do apologise, this video may be very boring and all we're doing is cleaning and moaning about wires. And if you've got this far, honestly, thank you so much for watching, and if you've got some pointers, please add them in the comments and shout at me. Do whatever. Hopefully it will help some more people if they ever have any of these electrical gremlins on this E36. I've never had a car like it, and I know it's because it's convertible. That is the problem. So unfortunately, Buzz wants a walk. We're going to leave this BMW for today, aren't we, Buzz? You want to walk? So yes, thank you so much for watching this video if you did get this far. We do really appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up, a like and subscribe, and hopefully this window regulator comes and we can fix this BMW. It's been a nightmare, and I don't know if this is me laughing or whatever, because I'm finding it funny or I'm just going insane. Probably both, but thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.